Hey everyone, I'm Alex.
And I'm Courtney, and this is Nerds at Odds.
Nerds at Odds is your weekly podcast about all things in nerd culture and beyond. And if you want to get the show 4 days early, ad-free, and with the ability to submit your questions, comments, and concerns, head on over to patreon.com/nerdsatodds. And now we want to remind everyone to rank, review, rate, do whatever you do to the podcast, give it 5 stars, wherever you listen at. It really helps us out, helps us get to a broader audience.
And you can check us out on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch at Nerds at Odds.
If you notice it sounds better, it's because we moved back into the recording studio / kitchen of our apartment to record this episode because we finally took down our Christmas village. We were recording in the den, so hopefully the audio quality is up a bit in here. And we're excited to be back in here, right?
Well, it's not as comfy.
Oh, you missed the couch?
I missed the couch.
We need a recording couch.
Yes.
Maybe in our next apartment we'll get one.
Or chairs with cushions.
You don't like these solid wood chairs?
No.
Okay, now let's get on into what we've been up to. Courtney, what have you been doing recently?
I've been watching some Murder, She Wrote.
Some more?
More. It's great. I love it. Quality. You kind of watched an episode.
Yeah, it just seems to have old-timey sensibilities, I guess. It just seems, because, like, older shows seem a bit slow and dry, you know?
He doesn't like shows that are older.
It's
not dry. Things are happening.
She
almost got murdered in that episode.
No, I think what I mean is I like newer shows and they're like quippy and more fun. And those, they're not of this era, and it's, not as fun to watch.
He said it sounded old, and I'm like, what's wrong with you? You like Casablanca.
Yeah, but Casablanca is a well-acted movie.
He didn't, we'll get into it later, but there was a reason he didn't like the beginning of Wanda Vision.
Yeah, we'll do a spoiler-free review of the first 2 episodes at the end of this segment. But you've also been knitting while watching Murder, She Wrote.
I got back into some knitting. I'm an elderly woman in a 24-year-old's body.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, I looked up Murder, She Wrote, like, statistics and stuff, and I'm on the losing end of this argument.
People love Murder, She Wrote.
It ran for 12 seasons, it had 4 movies after that, it has like 300 episodes, and every time it aired, back when it was coming on weekly, 30 to 40 million people watched it.
People love Murder, She Wrote. I love Murder, She Wrote, and, like, I would love to meet Angela Lansbury at some point.
Still alive.
Like
95, I think.
Yeah.
Crazy.
She's great. I love her.
She seems like a nice lady.
Yeah. I love the show. Hopefully they have the movies on Peacock. Maybe. Is where I'm watching it. Peacock.
Well, Peacock seems to be, if we're just talking about how each streaming service presents itself, HBO Max is kind of like, we have the big movies because of HBO.
Yeah. Disney
Plus is like, we have Disney stuff. I don't know if they, like, cater to something, but Peacock seems like they are TV, the way it's set up, and they have all the extras and, like, outtakes and stuff, especially with The Office. I know that's one that's getting all the attention.
Yeah.
I think it would be hard, it would be weird for them not to have all the extras and movies and stuff for Murder, She Wrote, when it seems like their thing for Peacock is to have everything you want about a show.
Yeah.
And also, speaking of The Office, I showed you that thing where it's the most streamed show of 2020.
Yeah.
It has like 60 billion minutes of watch time.
Listen, look, guys, I love The Office. The Office is a great show. I'm not watching it on repeat.
Yeah, it ended like 7 years ago. It is watched twice as much as the next most watched show of 2020, which was Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
And Grey's Anatomy has twice as many episodes, which are twice as long a piece as The Office. It's insane that it's still the most watched show.
I've never watched Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
But, like, there are people that they're like, we'll put on The Office.
That's their personalities. They watch The Office.
Well, it's like we put on The Office, we put it on in the background, and, like, we know the episode so much that
we don't have to watch it.
We don't have to watch it, really.
I get it. I don't think The Office is as good as Friends or How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, you're gonna get some hate mail. I mean, I think The Office is great. It's hard. For me, it's hard to compare. Things. Because, I just like stuff.
Yeah, I like The Office a lot. The part with Steve Carell's awesome. I want to do a rewatch. I just think, since it just went to Peacock, I'm interested to see how much those numbers drop next year, since it's not on Netflix anymore.
Well, I'd be interested in seeing how many. So we've been watching on Peacock couple movies, because we watched the Psych pilot, which is like one big movie, and then like the TV shows, but those are like about an hour long ish.
Yeah.
I wonder how many commercials are in like the 30-minute segment of The Office.
I don't know. I have to say, Peacock without commercials, we just do the free thing. And luckily for us, Motoshiro and Psych, all of it's free.
Yes.
With commercials. The commercials are not intrusive.
No, it usually happens in the point where it would have the commercial break.
Yeah, and they're only 30 seconds to a minute long.
Yeah.
And
not bad at all.
Yeah. So I enjoy Peacock a lot. I'm just curious to see if people are gonna subscribe to Peacock to watch The Office.
Well, they have to.
Well, I'm just saying...
Or they'll buy a disc set, which is what our friend did.
Yeah, my theory is that The Office's numbers are super inflated because everyone has Netflix.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'll throw The Office on. But now that it's on Peacock, a lot of people that were that part of the audience are going to be like, yeah, I watched it before. I'm not going to go to Peacock to watch it again.
Yeah, I don't know if my sister will, like, just get Peacock and the subscription just to watch The Office again.
Yeah, you know? I don't know. I have been playing Frostpunk on PlayStation 5. It was one of the PlayStation Now games that are this month. It's a city building management type game. Courtney says she watched Markiplier play it.
Yeah, he played it on stream at one point, and he did a thing where it was like the people watching the stream could vote on what actions he took. And they immediately decided to do child labor and put sawdust in the soup.
Yeah.
So,
well, I have been drawn into this game. It is very micromanaging. I love micromanaging games.
That's why I said you should look into it.
And it's so much fun. So I'm playing through the scenarios right now. It's not like endless. Like you have to do this specific thing and complete these objectives to beat the scenario. I haven't done an endless playthrough yet. I've completed 2 of the 4 scenarios. And, you know, you have these people. It's like another ice age has come. You're somewhere in Great Britain because they talk about leaving London. And you're like setting up this new settlement. And you have to keep it warm. And you have to keep them fed. And you have to sign laws. That's what you were talking about with Markiplier. Like you can choose to do child labor or put children in like a daycare center you have to build. I use child labor because you need resources, especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
But sometimes the children will be like, I'm tired, I need to take a break, or their parents will be like, we need this child to stay home today, you know, it's sick. And every time they ask that, I'm like, yes, you can stay home.
Well, so in Mark's playthrough, he would often go, boo-hoo! Oh, your child's sick. Yeah.
I do put the sawdust in the food.
Yeah.
You can choose between sawdust in the food or making soups. I do the sawdust because it gives you more food. Like, you send hunters out and they collect raw food.
And wood.
Yeah. It doesn't actually consume wood.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It should.
I think maybe...
It's the scrap wood.
Yeah, that they're just collecting the sawdust they make at the wood meals. But the sawdust gives you more food per raw food, but people can get sick from eating it. Whereas the soup gives you less food per raw food than sawdust does, but they only get, like, disheartened from eating it. They don't get sick. And
they get sad.
And the way is, yeah, your city has hope and it has discontent.
Mm-hmm.
And if your city feels up on discontent and you don't have hope, they kick you out of the city and into the tundra. And so
I think that's what happened to Mark.
Yeah, well, it happened to me many times before I put it on easy and just blew through it. But I'm having a lot of fun. It plays well on the PlayStation with the controller, which a lot of these games don't because they're made for mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
But I suggest checking it out if you have PlayStation Now. I've also been reading more of the Star Wars, High Republic, Light of the Jedi. I said I was halfway done last week. I'm about 2/3 of the way done now. I've fallen off a little bit just because I've been consumed with Frostpunk since it came out. But I still think this book is some of the best Star Wars content we've gotten in a long time. I'm excited for the sequel. And I forget the author's name, but he did a great job with this one. I really think y'all should go out and read it if you're into Star Wars. Even if you don't like what has happened. recently, if you hate the prequels or if you hate the Disney films, whatever you hate, if you like Star Wars at one point, give this a shot, because, it doesn't really have anything to do with anything that's happened before, because it happens 200 years before
all that.
Episode 1, yeah. And we have been watching Psych.
Yep.
We have watched almost 3 whole seasons of this show.
It's a good show. It's
a great show. I've really enjoyed it. It's on Peacock, like we said. All 8 seasons and both movies for free.
You were like, do all these characters stay? I'm like, yeah, all the characters stay. Yeah.
Yeah, and the second Psych movie came out this year, or late last year, I think. 2020, late last year.
Yeah, and we're about to get to one of my favorite characters. Well, some of my favorite characters. So you got the, I think the coroner. I think they replaced the coroner. He's great. And then at some point, there's like this spy dude, and it's the guy who plays Wesley in The Princess Bride.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so check that out. We really like it. And we also been playing more Minecraft with our friends.
Yeah.
I have completed the Great Nether Railroad, which, luckily enough, we have 3 nether portals. One goes to some random mine, one's at our first village, and the second one is at our second village, which is around our end portal. But in the nether portals are only like 100 blocks away, so I just made a railroad that connects them so you can go between the villages. So
yeah,
that was very serendipitous.
It was my suggestion.
Yeah, well, luckily they were close enough to do that.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we've been doing. And now let's get the spoiler-free WandaVision thoughts.
Yes.
The first 2 episodes came out today.
They're both mostly black and white.
Yeah, almost entirely black and white, 4:3. And they're both about 25 minutes without credits.
Yes.
So they're like a normal sitcom length, I guess, if you think of like Seinfeld, Friends.
Yeah.
And I think they released 2 episodes this week because you don't really start to see what the show's about from the first episode.
Yeah, you get a little bit of it, but it's just like, well, this is kind of weird.
Yeah, you kind of have to watch both episodes to get what the show's going to be about.
Yeah.
So I think that's why they released 2. I don't think they're going to do that every week. But what did you think, spoiler-free, about WandaVision?
I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. I love the sitcom-y parts. I love the parts where they're like, oh, this is getting a little weird, Yeah,
I was a bit apprehensive going into it first.
Because it was black and white?
No, not because it was black and white, or that it's 4:3.
I didn't even notice the 4:3.
Yeah.
So
I would be able to get over that if the show is good, right? Which it is. I loved it too, like Courtney said. But going into it, I didn't know anything about it. I don't think they've really talked about it.
And you don't really like the WandaVision sort of together. Like, they're not the big superheroes. You weren't really like...
Yeah, I don't like Vision that much as a hero. Though in this show, he's great. I think Paul Bettany gets...
Paul Bettany is one of my favorite actors.
Paul Bettany's great. He gets to do a lot more with the character. I feel like in the movies, he's very just one note and stoic. And I don't really vibe with him from what we've seen in the movies.
Yeah.
And we don't really know much about Wanda either. Those 2 characters I'm not really vibing with.
Sure.
I'm kind of like, in the whatever. So I wasn't really looking forward to this. And I also thought, at least in my mind, not reading anything about it before I watched it, I was like, oh, it's just going to be some spin-off where they happen to have a sitcom show. And that's the whole show. That's what I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that just seems like something that's going to be fun for people who like those characters in that relationship. But I'm not going to watch a sitcom of 2 characters I don't really care about that has nothing to do with the MCU. And by the end of the second episode...
By the end of the first episode, you're like, something's going on.
Yeah, so it's not that. It does have bigger ramifications. I don't want to say anything else about that for spoiler reasons. But if you're someone like me who didn't want to watch the sitcom of these 2 in black and white, don't worry, something is happening in this show.
I also like the little commercial breaks.
Yeah, where they're selling something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's presented like a show, which is weird, I guess. You have to watch it to understand what I'm saying, I suppose.
It's presented like they're like, oh, what's Wanda and Vision, starring like Wanda, so and so, and Vision, and it's presented like Bewitched or I Dream of Jeannie, that sort of thing, which you don't understand.
Nope, no.
But it's presented like that, and then in the middle of the show there'll be like a commercial break that's also black and white, and it's just like, try this new product. And
from Stark Industries.
The Stark Industries.
Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to continue watching it. I don't know how many seasons it's gonna get. I feel like these actors are like big time actors.
They're big, yeah.
I'm assuming this is a 1-season thing.
There was a guy who looked a lot like David Schwimmer, and I was like, "Is
Yeah.
that David? It's not David Schwimmer."
I'm looking forward to these MCU shows. I don't think it's as good as The Mandalorian.
No, I think it's really good though, and it kind of gives me that vibe of I don't know if you've ever seen this movie. I think it's called like, I want to say Smallville. It's probably not Smallville.
It's probably not, because that's the Superman show.
Yeah, there's this show. It's a movie. It's a movie where these people kind of get like sucked into their TV, and they're put into this old TV show, and they're just two random teenagers, and one of them's like all about it and like, let's not change anything, and the other one's like, no, I don't want to be here. I was have my life, and then they like start changing things, and stuff starts becoming like color. Like the I remember one part of the movie is they're in the library and all the books are blank, and the girl starts like looking at the book and she's like, oh well, this is what happens in the book, and it starts like writing it. So she decides that she wants to become a writer.
Okay.
It's like,
Well, I don't know if this is spoilery or not, but I would describe it like the premise is like the Truman Show movie with Jim Carrey.
Sure.
Or the TV show Twin Pines. I forget what it's called. That's a really good show. I wish I could remember the name of it right now. I don't think
I've never seen that one. I've seen the ending of the Truman Show.
So the premise is like that. I think that's all I can say about it.
I don't know. It's so weird. It's like they're trapped in a TV show, but they're okay with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
so
weird.
I'm excited for the MCU shows. I'm looking forward to Hawkeye and the Loki. I was going to say the Falcon one with the Winter Soldier. I think it's called Winter Soldier and Falcon. That's the name of it. They don't have great names for these TV shows. They don't have great names. These are not good names for the TV shows, but
we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Now on into the topic of today's show. Nerds at Odds is made possible by our supporters over on patreon.com/nerdsatodds. If you want to become a member of our community and gain access to the show 4 days early, gain the ability to submit your questions, comments, and concerns, and so much more, consider supporting us over there. Thank you. Dragon Ball Z Season 1 versus Sailor Moon Season 1. I'm not going to really put them together, like fight each other. I couldn't think of a better title for the topic. Maybe I'll come up with something in post for the topic, the title of today's show.
We just did this because, Sailor Moon was a big part of my childhood. I didn't watch the show on TV, but we had these VHS tapes that had certain episodes, and we would watch those all the time. We had I think 7 of them. And me and my sister would watch them. And then later on, when I was in maybe high school, my sister was in college, we watched the English dub, the original one, on YouTube, because they had it all on YouTube at that point.
Yeah, back then, Wild West.
And we watched all of it, and it was fun. It was a great thing to do together. And now they have it on Hulu, but it's a new English dub. So they have the Japanese names of the characters and not the Americanized names of the characters. So in the version of the VHS that we owned, it was Serena and Darian and Amy and I think Nina was
Naru's name.
No, Miniko's name.
Oh,
it was either Nina or Mina. I don't remember. But it's different, but it's still good.
Yeah. And I watch Dragon Ball Z all the time on TV, Toonami. My dad was into it a lot. So that's how I got into it. And I just want to give you the floor to talk about the Season 1 of Dragon Ball Z, and then I'll comment on it a bit, and then I'll talk about Season 1 of Sailor Moon, and then you'll comment on it a bit, and then we'll talk about comparing them a little bit. So, your turn.
So, Dragon Ball Z, I feel like I should have started with Dragon Ball, because I'm the kind of person that's like, well, how did this happen? What was going on here? They're talking about, when you were young, Goku, you turned into a giant ape and destroyed half the town or something like that. And it's like, well, I want to see that. I understand that you're it doesn't have any transformations and that sort of thing, but I want to see the build-up. If I want to see this show, I want to see it from the beginning.
I just suppose that you get all you need in Dragon Ball Z. All you need to know is that he turned into a ape and destroyed part of the town when he was younger, and they tell you that.
I don't know. I just feel like I would like to know more about Bulma, and you don't really. I feel like you would get more of that in Dragon Ball.
She's a smart woman who's the CEO of Capsule Corp.
It's just like I feel like I should watch Dragon Ball, but you've never watched Dragon Ball, so I guess that's why we started with DBZ. But it's fine. I knew some of the story because I watched DBZ Abridged on YouTube with Team 4 Star, which is great. It's really funny. So that's how I see the characters personally. But it was enjoyable. It was a little boring at times, I don't know why they kept going to Goku. It's like, oh, there he is. He's running on Snake Way.
Yeah.
There he goes. And then you see the abridged and it's like, well, that went over in like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well, they have Dragon Ball Z Kai, which is like the Sailor Moon Crystal of the show, where they take the original anime and they shorten it.
Mm.
But I don't like Kai that much. I honestly think Dragon Ball Z Abridged on YouTube, if you don't want to watch all 290-something episodes of the original show, watch Abridged on YouTube. It's the better version of the show shortened.
I mean, it's funny, and it makes fun of the show, and it's a little dark and not for children, but it's still good.
Yeah, but I mean, you get everything you need about the show. And it's funny. And you get in and out much quicker than in the actual show.
But I was just kind of sitting there and I'm like, oh, this is boring. I don't care.
You didn't like the 6 episodes of Gohan in the wilderness?
No, he's just running around in the wilderness and he's complaining all the time. He's so whiny. And I know that Usagi is whiny, but he's just like, oh, I can't do anything. At least Usagi's like, this is so crazy. Let me defeat the person. I
mean, Usagi's 14 and Gohan's 4, so I mean...
Yeah, but still, the main character of the first season is not Goku. It's Gohan in this aspect, and he's just a crying boy. For most of it.
Well, I mean, look at the situation he's in.
And I want to know more about, the Piccolo thing, and I feel like that's why I need to watch Dragon Ball. But, yeah. It's good. I'll watch another season with you. If you guys like this episode, we will do another one.
Yeah, Dragon Ball has many seasons. 9, I think.
Sailor Moon's up there. We can watch the movies if we run out.
But there's more episodes of Dragon Ball, is what I'm saying. So we'll probably have to watch the Sailor Moon movies.
And Crystal.
While finishing Dragon Ball Z.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was saying.
Now on to Sailor Moon.
Sure.
If you have nothing else to say about Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
I thought Sailor Moon was pretty good. I enjoyed it a lot. We'll talk at the end of this segment about the script I wrote for the Sailor Moon live action movie part 1.
He really gets things in his head, guys.
It's going great. I gotta pitch it. I gotta set up a meeting. So if you look at Netflix, hit me up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But I feel like Sailor Moon... more happens each episode in season 1 than happens in Dragon Ball, right?
Yep.
But somehow less gets done. The plot advances faster in Dragon Ball Z than it does in Sailor Moon, with less happening in each episode of Dragon Ball Z somehow. Because I feel like Sailor Moon has more Monster of the Week feel.
But you like that.
I like that a lot. I'm just saying it's interesting to see how Dragon Ball Z's episodes are full of filler. Sailor Moon's episodes are Monster of the Week and entertaining. And somehow the show that episodes are full of filler, they get more story told overall than these Sailor Moon episodes, at least in season 1. And from what you've said about season 2 of Sailor Moon.
It's just filler. It's just
Sailor Moon Crystal doesn't have season 2 of the original Sailor Moon in it at all.
No.
So, but yeah, I like the characters a lot. I thought the show was fun. There's a lot of episodes that do seem fillery.
Yes, like the one at the Haunted Mansion thing.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's in season 2, but in season 3, I think there's an episode with a Loch Ness Monster sort of situation going on.
Cool. But I feel like watching it, I felt like it could be adapted into a live action film very easily, where Dragon Ball Z cannot be adapted into a live action film very easily. We saw someone's attempt. I don't know who wrote the script for Dragon Ball Evolution. Though it's a Dragon Ball movie and not a DBZ movie.
You've never seen it though, right?
No, I haven't. But we're going to do an episode about anime live action films. So,
which we're gonna put Avatar in there as well.
Yeah, because there's nowhere else to put it, and we need to talk about it
because it's
garbage,
awful. But
so I really enjoyed it. I am definitely looking forward to watching more of it.
Who's your favorite character
in the entire show?
Yes,
Ray, I guess.
Ray?
Yeah.
I thought you liked Artemis.
What's a cat that we barely see? I don't know if I can.
He becomes more of a character.
I mean, I like
later.
Mamoru a lot. Tuxedo Mask.
Tuxedo Mask.
Yeah. So, how would you compare the two shows? What do you think one does better than the other? Things like this.
I mean, it's hard because, well, it's DBZ. There's so much that they could have easily have just not put in.
I think that depends on your perspective, because you don't like the long fight scenes, right?
I'm saying, like, no. Listen, you can have the long fight scenes. I understand that's the appeal.
Yeah, that's the payoff. It's the long fight scenes.
But Mr. Roshi, being the most perverted man in the world, going from, like, let me comfort Bulma to let me grab her butt, is you don't need it.
But that's his character.
But you don't need it, and he doesn't need to be that way.
But
and
his character.
But it's a show for boys, and they see this older man doing this, and they're like, I guess that's okay to do.
Yeah. I mean, I think Elder Kai in the Boo Saga might be worse than Master Roshi.
This is bad. So. This is a bad thing to let boys watch. I know that Sailor Moon has its moments, but they're like, oh, we need to go work out, you know? We're like getting fat. But then it's also like, well, I mean, you're beautiful the way you are.
I think the reason Master Roshi's not that big of a problem is because he's not the person you're supposed to be relating to in that scene. It's like, oh, he's doing these things, and then Bulma whacks him on the head, and you're like, that's good, Bulma, that's funny, good job, Bulma. You know, I think that's how it works. It's kind of back to The Office, where it's not offensive because you're laughing at Michael, not with Michael. You know? Kind of that thing.
I suppose. I don't know. And then, like, it's... And Sailor Moon has its own problems of, like, here's this 14-year-old girl, and, like, Tuxedo Mask is, like, college aged.
Yeah. In my movie, both in high school.
Yeah, but she's like a freshman and he's like a senior.
Yeah, well, upping her, downing him. It's more like that. Because, I mean, 14's also high school age. I don't know why they're in middle school at 14 still.
I don't know, but he's in college.
Yeah, we're downing that.
And that's a problem.
Mm. Well, Naru dates a man.
Yeah,
like Nephrite's like a businessman. He's
Mr.
not even
Sanjoin.
He's not even a college student. He's got to be twice, if not 3 times her age. Yeah, I think what you don't like about Dragon Ball are the long fights.
Well, I don't like the long fights. It just, you spend like 11 episodes on a fight.
And for me, those are the best episodes. And I think my biggest problem with Sailor Moon is that there are no fulfilling fights.
What do you mean?
There are no fights that I'm like, yes, this is a drag-out fight, you know? None of them last long enough to matter.
Well, the last fight, that took with Queen Beryl, you know?
Well, it's not really a fight. Like the fight that the Guardians, all of them, have against those minions, that's a fight. The Queen Beryl and Usagi, they're not, like, throwing it out. I would have liked the fight between the minions.
Like, you can even see the fighting in Dragon Ball Z. It's just them, like, doing whooshes next to people's faces and, like, they're fighting.
It's cool, I like it. I wanted that scene where the minions fight the Sailor Guardians. I wanted that scene to take episodes.
No.
And it's not fulfilling.
No.
For me. So, see, that's where we're clashing here. I think about our likes and dislikes of...
I think season 3... Let's say season 3.
Mm-hmm.
There's, like... So there's, like, a minion bad guy that, like, is a perfect fight for the one of the Sailor Guardians. And so they pit them up against each other. And, like, maybe not have one of the other Sailor Guardians helping.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Well, that happens in Dragon Ball Z a lot. In the Boo Saga, Gohan, Vegeta, and Goku are fighting these minions of Bobbity. And
this is a problem.
And they like choose to fight them one-on-one.
Well, I just, you know, one, I don't know why I can't get the original dub anywhere of the Sailor Moon. I want it. I mean, I like the new voice actors and everything. That's fine. One of my friends, she doesn't like the new voice actors, so she hasn't watched it yet. Because people don't like change.
Well, one of the reasons I don't like Dragon Ball Z Kai that much is because Frieza sounds drastically different. And I can't get behind that.
Well, I mean, I know people don't like change, but, it's a dub.
Yeah.
You're not listening to the original sub version, which I'm sure is superior in every way.
Maybe. I mean, it's weird. I know most of the characters are played by women in the original sub version.
So is Ash Ketchum.
Yeah. Well, I think Gohan is still a woman in Dragon Ball Z.
It's just, I find it strange in DBZ how there's no adults, essentially. None of the people are adults except for Chi-Chi.
I think Bulma's an adult.
Not really.
Well, she's just a single woman.
She's a single woman.
I think maybe Chi-Chi being an adult is because she's a married woman. I think Bulma being a single woman.
Well, it's just like, maybe it's because she's single now, and maybe once she gets married I don't know if she marries Vegeta, but when she gets with Vegeta, maybe she calms down. Yeah. But that's dumb too.
I just think her dating people and all that and still being kind of like this free spirit makes her seem less adulty.
But they're all just like, oh, let's go drop everything and do this real quick. And Chi-Chi's the only one that's like, money? Job?
Yeah, but in the show...
Security?
I understand what you're saying.
Food?
In the show, the viewers are like, Chi-Chi, stop being dumb. We got to go to Namek. Come on, Chi-Chi. God. That's what the viewer's supposed to feel in those moments.
I don't feel that way. I'm like, Chi-Chi's the only one that's being... her son is 5.
I feel that
way. Let's go to Namek.
I see Chi-Chi like that. I'm like, come on, Chi-Chi, stop being a stick in the mud. Gohan
couldn't just wait for Goku to get better.
Yeah, Gohan does not need to study. He's the most strongest fighter we have.
He doesn't even want to be a fighter.
But he's the best. You'll see in the Cell Saga him becoming the best. And then you'll see, as soon as that's done, him forgetting most of it to become Great Saiyan Man.
This sounds dumb.
I'm upset that Team 4 Star's not doing DBZ Abridged for the Buu Saga, because I feel like there's a lot of great content to joke about from DBZ and the Buu Saga.
That may be true, but they got tired of it. They've been doing it for years. They're ready to do something else. They're tired of Dragon Ball and Toei Animation and all those people being like, take down your stuff. Copyright infringement.
Yeah.
And they're like doing a parody, and technically you're allowed to do parodies, but since they use so many like actual, like it's all animation from the show.
Yeah. I mean, it has to be hard to do to find the right scenes you need.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add to this discussion?
I wonder if there's a Sailor Moon one.
Abridged?
Yeah.
If there's not, we should do it.
Nope.
Yes, guys, listen.
You gotta stop getting these things in your head.
Listen.
Stop it.
We're gonna make a thing for Patreon, okay?
No.
If we get to 1,000 patrons.
Babe, I'm not agreeing to this.
Courtney's not agreeing to it. But I'll tell you what, I'll do all the voices.
No, you won't.
1,000 patrons.
No.
We'll think about it.
I'm not even allowing you to do this. And in any way whatsoever.
But real quick, if we did do it, who would you play? Who would you play, you think?
I would assume you would make me play all the Sailor Scouts.
No. If we did
every woman character.
No, if we did this, we would rope our entire friend group into it to play one person. Who's the one person you would play?
I would want to play Amy. Ami.
I think obviously, as the lead male, would be Tuxedo Mask.
You can't even speak sometimes.
Am I Artemis?
Maybe you're Artemis.
Can I be Ray's grandpa?
You can be Matoki. You want to be Matoki?
Sure.
Actually, no, you can be Ray's grandpa.
That's it? I can be fine. Ray's grandpa?
Sure.
How many scenes in the Abridged is Ray's grandpa gonna be in?
Not many.
Not many?
Not many.
He's in the live action movie I'm doing, at least.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So let's talk about that a bit. Just because we're running a bit short, and let's just vamp on that. So I wrote a live action movie. I've written the outline for it. It's about 14 pages.
Not the script yet.
Yeah.
He had me read it.
It's 42 scenes long.
Have you already, put in the other scenes?
I'm adding those in my math. I haven't typed them yet.
Okay. So, he decided to leave out basically that Usagi's in love with Tuxedo Mask, essentially.
I'm throwing a scene in there that's fixing that, though.
And then he was like, oh, here's the Sailor Guardians. And Matoki just walks up and he's like, hey.
What?
I'm Tuxedo Mask.
Mamoru
walks up. He's like, I'm Tuxedo Mask.
I'm changing that, too. See, it's the first draft. But I think my idea for the live-action film is not a substitute for the anime. But my idea is that it's a live-action film that people who have never seen the anime before can watch and get the gist of it. That's what I was going for. Sure. And I was hoping that could also be a good movie for fans to watch, to experience these things in live action, knowing that a more complete version of the story is in the anime. Because I completely cut out Jadeite.
Yep.
Courtney doesn't like Jadeite that much.
He's just kind of there.
So, and we start with Nephrite as the villain.
I love Nephrite. Such a good guy.
Yeah. And we cut out a lot of the filler stuff. They get most of the rainbow crystals off screen.
If I remember correctly, from Crystal, which I've seen, Jadeite, Nephrite, Zoisite, and Kunzite are supposed to be Endymion's knights back before the war happened. Mm-hmm. And they were all in love with the other Sailor Guardians, and Endymion was in love with Serena.
Okay.
Serenity. We
can work that in.
No, but
you don't like that?
I don't like it.
Okay, we don't work that in.
I mean, I like the idea of those being his knights,
but not in love.
Not the loving with the Sailor Guardians. That's just dumb.
Well,
maybe that's part of the manga.
If you watch the original anime, Sailor Moon, the live action movie Part 1, ends with episode 35 when she becomes the Moon Princess, and Part 2 would be the rest of season 1, and the last
because the last few episodes are actually fairly important.
Yeah, the last 10 to 15 are pretty important.
Except for that filler one where they're at that lake and...
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm assuming Part 2 would start with the flashback scene of the Silver Millennium in its heyday.
Yeah.
And then you watch that collapse. And then maybe you go to Usagi trying to cheer Naru up or something.
The biggest part about filming the Silver Millennium is that you're gonna have to have it's gonna be nighttime, right? Because there wouldn't be a daytime on the moon because there's not really an atmosphere for that.
Yeah.
And you have to make sure that the moon's not in the shot, so you might have to do a green screen or something.
Well,
have the Earth sort of back there.
I'm just writing the film. I'm gonna sell it to someone else to
that's
do.
Fair.
But yeah, so I think that's where that's gonna go. Well, I thought I did a pretty good job, and honestly, from the feedback you gave me, I think I did a really good job.
It was fine. It's rushed, clearly, because you're
trying There are 700. No. Yeah, 20 times 35 is 700, right?
I don't know.
Yes, there's 12 hours or something of stuff after cut down to 2 hours. And even if you watch Crystal, where the first 9 or 10 episodes, or that arc...
Yep.
That's still 5 hours. You have to cut down to 2 hours. So, of course, we're going to have to rush some things. But I just try to get the feel. I was just hoping to get the feel of everything. And, you seem to...
It seemed okay. It's just, rushed. You need to give more with Nephrite and Naru. Because that's not really present as it should be.
I don't know how much more I'm going to do with that.
It's a big part. It's a big part of the anime.
Maybe.
In my opinion. Yeah, your script was okay.
That's right.
It had some problems towards the end. You kept calling their stuff Transformers, and I kept imagining, giant robots.
Yeah, I was imagining... I was just using a word. It's just a word, This isn't gospel. Whoever films it would have to go to the show and see what it looks like. But
sure.
I don't think you could do it much better.
Can we start the season 2 soon?
Eventually, once I finish this script and all that. Part 1, Part 2.
We've got to... I guess we'll watch some of Sailor Moon Crystal.
Yeah. But yeah, so, guys, hopefully you see that on a screen near you.
We probably won't.
Never.
But it's a good idea. And if somebody wants to do, a live-action Sailor Moon, I'd watch it, you know? And there are people doing it. They're doing Sailor Moon movies. They're just not doing it for the US, which I want.
Yeah.
I want it. Let me see the things.
I wonder why they don't think it will do good here. Because Dragon Ball Z does amazing here. And I have to think Sailor Moon has a large fan base here. I mean, it's not as big as Dragon Ball Z, I don't think. But it's got to be at least half as big.
I mean, it's on Hulu. People must watch it.
Yeah. So, I don't see why they don't.
I just don't know why they didn't put the original dub in. But that's fine. I've learned to appreciate the new one. And I like it even better because they've got Jupiter and Uranus not being cousins, so it's not weird when they're like super close and cuddling with each other. And
Jupiter and Uranus?
Not Jupiter. Saturn? It's not Saturn.
Neptune and Uranus.
Neptune and Uranus.
That makes more sense.
I think that's it.
Okay.
It's been a long day.
Yeah.
Cut all that out.
Neptune. No, not cutting anything out.
Cut it off.
Neptune and Uranus. Oh, that makes sense because they're the two ice planets.
I think it's Neptune.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
We'll get there eventually. And remember, if you want part 2 of this episode, which will be season 2 of each show, listen to this episode.
If you want me to just skip season 2 of Sailor Moon.
Yeah. Let us know.
Just filler. Let us know.
If you want an episode about the Garlic Jr. saga of Dragon Ball Z only, the episodes that didn't even air on TV because there's such filler, let me know.
I mean, there are some great parts of season 2 of Sailor Moon, like the Moonlight Knight. Love him. I like the two alien babies.
Yeah. Maybe I'll work those in if I do a third movie. We'll see.
We'll see. Probably not.
No?
Just skip to season 3.
Just skip to season 3?
Yeah. That's what Sailor Moon Crystal does.
Okay,
so.
We'll see. We're better than Sailor Moon Crystal here at Nerds at Odds.
Sure. The thing I don't like about Sailor Moon Crystal is they make that you know how the characters are kind of like skinny, all the characters are real skinny in Sailor Moon. They are like gonna break a leg if they step on their leg.
So thin.
They're like the tiniest people in the world. Even Mamoru is just like, he's skinny, you can see it.
Just the art style.
It's strange.
Yeah.
It's different.
Well, let's get on into closing thoughts.
Okay.
What does Kita want us to know today?
Kita feels betrayed today.
Oh, because you opened a can of food and it wasn't tuna.
I opened a can of spaghetti and meatballs, and she came running into the room and was like, please, tuna!
Yeah. Well, she also heard that you were talking to the vet, making an appointment for her over the phone, so she's not happy about that either.
No, not happy at all.
So she's just had a rough day today.
Yes. But she would like to remind everyone to spay and neuter your pets, and to adopt from a pet shelter when possible. Only if you have the means to.
Take care of it.
To take care of it.
Yes.
Yes.
And now let's get on into the interesting fact for today. I got one about each show. And do you want to read the one about Sailor Moon?
Sure. So, part of the hand motions that Sailor Moon does during her transformations, like she crosses her arms in front of her head and she does a lot of hand motions.
Yeah.
Those will get more ludicrous as time goes on. During one of those hand motions in the transformation, it says, I love you in ASL.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you have your thumb out, your pointer finger out, your middle finger and your ring finger curled in, and your pinky out. And that's I love you.
Yeah. So, it might be obvious for those who watch the scene pretty closely, but it's a nice little touch.
If you don't, know American Sign Language.
That's a common thing to know in America, what that hand motion means.
You didn't know it?
I knew it.
Did you know it when we started dating?
Yeah. It's an obvious thing. I guarantee most Americans know what that is. It's just like this. Most Americans know what this means. The peace sign.
Peace.
You do that to someone in America, they know what that means. You do it backwards in England, they think you're going to kill them with a longbow. So...
That's funny.
So, watch out for that over there.
Uh-huh.
Don't order 2 drinks. Also, if you watch that Quentin Tarantino movie about World War II, don't order drinks with your fingers. Make sure you use your thumb as number 1.
Yeah.
So, or you'll be found out
These are deep cuts.
as an ally spy.
Deep cuts.
Deep cuts. We should do a Quentin Tarantino episode.
No, I'm
yes.
not. I'm
yes.
not subjecting myself to so much gore. Ugh.
Guys, Nerds It Out on Instagram. Every post she posts, put Quentin Tarantino.
Do not, please. Gosh.
Okay, so for the Dragon Ball Z interesting fact, the actor who plays Goku, I think his name is Sean Schmale or something like that. Schmale. Something along those lines. He went on record to say that he has passed out several times while recording scenes for Dragon Ball Z and Goku's voice from yelling so much. He gets lightheaded, empty of oxygen, and falls down unconscious.
I can see why.
Real quick. Transform into Super Saiyan 1. Go.
10 minutes later. 5 minutes later.
Super Saiyan 2. Go.
Babe, stop.
So, those are the interesting facts. I heard a couple other ones that I didn't put on here, but I think we should throw out there since we're running a bit short. Goku only kills 2 people in Dragon Ball Z, and both of them are doing the Buu Saga. He doesn't kill a single person until the Buu Saga.
Does he kill Vegeta?
No.
I was thinking Vegeta in the Buu Saga when he's got the little...
No. Majin symbol?
Yeah.
No, he kills himself.
Vegeta kills himself?
Mm-hmm.
That's unfortunate.
He blows himself up to try to kill Buu.
So he turns on Buu. I'm confused.
Yeah, well, here... Goku kills a minion of Babidi, which is like this green, cockroach-looking guy, right?
I don't care. We're not there
and
yet.
He kills Kid Buu. Anyways, Vegeta wants to be better than Goku, that's why he sells his soul. And him and
This is a show for children!
Him and Goku fighting, and Vegeta kills like a bunch of innocent people. But him and Goku fighting, the energy they produce is what Babidi wants, because he uses it to awaken Buu. And Vegeta's like, oh no, I think I messed up. And he's beating Goku, but he's like, okay, everyone leave, so Trunks, Goten, and Goku and all of them are gone. And he's like, I'll handle this. And then he like blows himself up to kill Buu.
And it never works.
But Buu just becomes like a bunch of little pink dots and then reforms into his blob.
It never works.
So that's how he blows himself up.
Didn't he learn anything from Chaozu?
No, I guess not. The Cyberman though kills Yamcha like that.
That's true.
But it's Yamcha.
I really want that pop figure.
Yeah, the dead Yamcha pop figure.
Yamcha.
Let's see, I'm trying to think of some of the other Sailor Moon ones. One of the interesting things is the woman who made Sailor Moon, who wrote the manga, is married to the guy who wrote the manga for Hunter x Hunter and Yu Yu Hakusho, which is one of my favorite animes.
I really want the Sailor Moon manga. I'm thinking about, because I've seen the Sailor Moon Crystal manga on store shelves, so maybe I'll get that.
The Crystal one?
Yeah.
Maybe, that sounds interesting. So, we talked about doing the anime movie live action episode.
Yes.
And when we do that, they're going to be American-made live action movies, because there's a ton of Japanese-made ones.
Yes.
And, we don't have time to watch all of those.
And we don't really have access to them.
Yeah, and we can't speak Japanese. So they're going to be the American-made ones.
Well, I mean, we could watch it with subtitles.
Yeah. But I kind of want to only watch the bad ones, honestly, because it'd be a more fun episode. Fair. But the American-made live action versions.
Yes.
So that would be like Death Note on Netflix. Avatar, The Last Airbender, because I have nowhere else to put it. Dragon Ball.
I watched
Evolutions.
I had never watched Dragon Ball before, but for some reason I watched Dragon Ball Evolution.
Can you think of any more off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head?
Anime live action. Because we need more if we're going to do this episode.
I'm sure I can look it up.
Yeah, there might be some
on the top of my head, I can't remember. We were also wanted to do video game movies, also American ones.
But that would be like its own episode, because there's tons of those.
Yes. So it'd be like the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah, Warcraft, Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, Mortal Kombat, Tomb Raider, the Angelina Jolie and the new one, Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
There's tons of those.
But that's just for Michael Fassbender, so. I love Michael Fassbender. He's a great actor.
Yeah, I don't think any of those. Sonic the Hedgehog, Detective Pikachu.
Yes.
Those two are good movies.
It's interesting because we're like, oh, they gotta be live action, but you can't have like a live action hedgehog.
No. They tried. They tried to make one that looked like he was a human for a second there, but
Man, that was rough.
that was rough. I hope they do a Detective Pikachu 2 soon.
I thought you wanted a Sonic the Hedgehog 2 soon.
Both of those movies need sequels soon, because Jim Carrey looks like Eggman at the end of that movie perfectly, and I can't wait to see him be unleashed. Not Sonic Unleashed. Jim Carrey's unleashed in, the movie.
I just don't know how they're going to do another Pikachu, like a Detective Pikachu, because at the end of the movie, spoilers, like he's no...
Ryan Reynolds is a human again.
Ryan Reynolds is a human
again. I think Detective Pikachu 2 should star Ryan Reynolds. And
has his
Pikachu. And he's investigating something. So I think that's what that should be.
That could work.
Because they did such a good job bringing those Pokemon to life.
We need to play Detective Pikachu.
The game?
Yes.
It's on 3DS, right?
They could have put it on Switch. I don't know.
If it's on Switch, we might buy it tonight.
Yeah.
Guys, we might buy it tonight.
Speaking of which, please, I really want Pokemon Snap to come out soon. Mm-hmm. And also, I need the new update to Stardew Valley.
Yeah, 1.5 is on PC now for Stardew Valley. And the creator said it should come to consoles hopefully by the end of January. Which looks great. And once it does, Courtney and I are going to be streaming the game on our Twitch channel at Notes at Odds.
Hopefully. And also the new Arcade Spirits game, new Challenger, I think that's what it's called. We want to stream that one. I'll make all the decisions. Alex will help voice people.
Yes.
And we'll see who I pick.
We'll see what Courtney picks. Do you think they're going to do a Pokemon Snap 2 if the game does well, or this is just a one-off?
I don't know. I've been hoping for this game forever.
Yeah.
I love Pokemon Snap. It's one of my favorite Pokemon games.
I can't believe they haven't done Pokemon Let's Go Johto yet. Because the first game...
I think they're doing a remake of Diamond and Pearl before they do a remake of Gold and Silver. Because they already have a remake of Gold and Silver.
I have two things.
Mm-hmm.
One, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee sold like 20-something million copies. So they are definitely should do...
But they can't do Pikachu and Eevee again.
I feel like they would do...
And they can't do the starter Pokemon.
Yeah. I don't know, Togepi and... No, Let's Go Lugia and Ho-Ho. There you go.
Ho-Oh.
Yeah. What did I say? Lugia?
Ho-Ho. You said ho-ho, like Santa Claus.
Oh, I was thinking of the little sandwich, the little chocolate log sandwich things you eat. Swiss rolls?
I'm gonna smack you.
But yeah, Ho-Oh and Lugia. I'm just saying that game did so well.
They can't do that. That doesn't make any sense. The whole point of Pikachu and Eevee was that you got them at the beginning. You're not getting a legendary in the beginning.
Yeah, I get it. I don't. Maybe that's what's taken them so long to make this game. And also, the other thing about Diamond and Pearl, are they going to remake it for the Switch? Or are they going to remake it for the 3DS? Because I doubt they're going to do it for the 3DS.
Well, they're not really supporting the 3DS anymore. And it's fine with me. I want it on the Switch. I love Diamond and Pearl. It's a great game.
I think they should just put all the Pokemon games on the Switch. I don't see why you can't buy them.
I don't know why they haven't, put the original Red, Blue, and Yellow on the Switch yet.
Or Fire Red.
Yeah. I mean that's what Let's Go is. It's just the first game. That's why I never finished Let's Go Eevee, is because it's just the first game again. I was just like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it. I'll finish it later. I'll do it.
Yeah? You sure?
Yeah. Someday.
She's not going to do it, guys. I can see it in her eyes.
Maybe.
Maybe?
I'm still working on that Nuzlocke in Fire Red that I haven't finished because my poor Zuko.
Yeah.
It's my Charmander. I don't want him to die.
So, what do you think next episode's gonna be?
Well, I don't know.
You don't know?
What's in our list?
Well, we have Lion Witch in the Wardrobe. We read the book. We watch the movie. We watch the BBC version of the movie, which we watched 5 minutes of and looks awful. And then we compare those three, which is an idea.
Yes.
We have the first 2 Harry Potter books we can compare to the movie.
Yes.
And we could do... I think that's the 2 we have lined up right now that we could do, unless we think of something else before next week.
We can probably do the Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe one.
Okay. So we're going to do Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe, book versus movie versus crappy BBC show version.
Don't be mean. We haven't watched it yet.
Huh? And we have a Pixar watch and review and rank episode we can do in the future.
Yep.
So we need to start working on that. And we have a bunch of other cool ideas we can start working on. Get those in the bag. We're definitely going to do a WandaVision spoiler episode once that show ends.
Yes. Maybe.
I think we
Some weird things has happened.
I think we could do a spoiler episode on that. We did it with The Mandalorian.
That's true.
So, thank you guys for watching.
Oh, and we should do a Marvel watch at some point.
Yes, we'll watch. I feel like once we know when Black Widow is going to come out, assuming that's the next MCU movie to release, we'll post the videos so it goes MCU watch part 1, MCU watch part 2, Black Widow spoiler review, and those are 3 episodes in a row.
Sure.
Once we know that, it's probably when we do that. But since there's 23 films, we do need to start watching them at some point.
Yeah.
And I think Courtney said she wants to watch it in chronological order and not release order, correct?
No, I want to watch it in release order.
Complete opposite of what I just said?
Yes.
Okay.
Release order makes more sense.
Fine. We'll start with one of the worst ones.
I know.
No.
We're starting with Hulk.
No, yeah. We are starting with Hulk because it came out. We came in a month before Iron Man.
Iron Man's not that bad.
I thought Captain America First Avenger was the first one for a second.
No, it's not.
I don't like that one that much.
I like it.
I like it more
I love Chris Evans.
I think I like it more than the Incredible Hulk, but I think Iron Man's going to be top half of that list still. I think the first Iron Man's a great movie.
Well, we did that. What's it called? That quiz, figure out what your favorite and least favorite.
Yeah, what they did was they gave you 2 choices and you picked which one you would watch right now.
Yeah.
And then you went through all of that and then it went back and the ones you said you would watch right now, they pitted them against each other until you picked the one movie you would watch right now. And I think I got Thor Ragnarok, which makes sense.
I think I might have gotten Endgame. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think I was just like, I loved it so much.
Yeah, I feel like now, looking back on it, I think Infinity War and Endgame are not going to be number 1. But we'll see when we do that episode, which is probably weeks from now.
Yes.
But thank y'all for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye!
Nerds at Odds is made possible by our supporters over on patreon.com/nerdsatodds. If you want to become a member of our community and gain access to the show 4 days early, gain the ability to submit your questions, comments, and concerns, and so much more, consider supporting us over there. Thank you, and have a great day.